What's going on, everybody? It's your Hobby Hound here, coming to you with another video. Today is mail day. Woof woof. Chasing the mailman. Love mail days. These are some items that I picked up from eBay. And show you what they are. Well, currently I have a subscription to Beckett Online, which is great. It's a little costly. Gosh, I want to say $300 and some for all price guides. I don't know if that was per year or if it was like a 3-year plan I signed up for. But it's a great tool to find out prices on a lot of things. Another thing that I wanted to do to kind of back that up and to help me at shows, so this is kind of a tools of the trade as well as a mail day, is the almanacs for different collectibles. So I don't know a lot about wrestling cards. This actually has wrestling cards, figures, and look at that. You can actually read it. This is a Beckett that doesn't require a magnifying glass. I might be just speaking for myself when it comes to that, but the font size on this is what they originally came out with back when they first did baseball in 86, I think it was, or 88. It was 80, it might be 88. And so obviously it was a lot easier to read back then. The thing that's great about this is obviously there's the all-time top 10 cards. Kind of gives you an idea of what the hot cards are to look for, as well as the autograph top 10, Funko Pop's top 10, action figures top 10, Heels vintage action figures. Oh gosh, I remember seeing those, I want to say at like Arc thrift store here locally, a bunch of those, and they were still in the package, probably only $1 each. I should have picked them up. Had no idea, but I don't think anybody did, and that's probably why they're so collectible. There's baby faces, all-time top 10 baby faces, all-time top 10 women wrestlers. And that's just the regular wrestlers. AEW wrestlers. So, it starts out, I believe, in alphabetical order with all of these. So the first, now here's, your glossary and legend that will explain what the different codes mean. That can be helpful when it comes to these sports that, I currently don't know a lot about. Like, I wouldn't know what CH would stand for, but it shows right here, chase figure. FP, first piece in action figure line. OL, internet online exclusives. So I do think that's very helpful. What this has helped me out with is, I had no idea that my older, like 90s action-packed wrestling, as well as like early WWF, were worth as much as they are. But this has, become an invaluable tool for me. Let's open this thing up. So this right here is a non-sports almanac. Now, I didn't get it for Fortnite. Sorry to disappoint. I don't know enough about it, and I probably won't find out much about it unless, I guess, I buy a collection and it happens to have a bunch of that in there. But the thing that I do have a lot of is movie cards, stickers, And TV show cards. Like here's a listing of Elf cards from the TV show. There's Alien versus Predator, Alien Anthology. Like I have a few autographs out of the 2016 set of autographs. Let me see. Don't have the Paxton. Would love to have had that. Not sure why that's a bargain if anybody picks those up. 120 for someone who's passed away. I get it. Sigourney Weaver's a tough autograph to get, but $500 compared to a Bill Paxton, I'd take the Bill Paxton. I have the Tom Skerritt, Dallas, or he's Dallas in the movie, out of the 2016, so that's kind of a cool one. I've also, let me see, just to, off the top of my head, I have some Beatles black and white cards, and I believe those were, I thought they were from the 60s, but maybe not. So what I see right here is it just says Beatles 1996, so maybe it was from the 90s? The black and white set? So it looks like there's 100 cards in the set, and basically 40 cents a card. I'm not sure if that's the one, though. I seem to remember the other one being older, but, it's all possible that, it's not worth anything. There's always those collectibles that we think are worth something and they end up not being worth anything. So there's some things for Beyblade. Another thing I have a bunch of is like the Coca-Cola cards. Like there's Dune here, the E.T. cards. I mean, as far as like price guides with invaluable listings, I think this would be one of them. Because if someone comes to you with a collection and says, hey, I have some 2010 Ghost Whisperer cards, what are they worth? Or wants to sell them to you, it's hard to tell. Here's some 86 G.I. Joe. $2 per card. That's amazing. Considering I've got a 5,000 count box of those. Somewhere in my storage units, that is. Getting at a lot of this stuff is going to be difficult, but I went there the other day and actually going to put in, show a What's in the Box episode with a box that I found that was just stellar. I was very happy to find. So here we go. Look, Attack of the Clones, Star Wars stuff. There's Return of the Jedi. Starting with 1977, A New Hope. Here's the stickers, which I have a bunch of those. I want to see if they do list the Anthony Daniels Obscene is $50. And I've seen it actually around $100. Most of the time people have it. I've got a bunch of those somewhere. I've got another 5,000 count box full of old Star Wars stuff that I collected when I was a kid. But yeah, this is, oh look, Justin Bieber cards. For everybody who has those. Invaluable, correct? And I won't go through all the rest of these in the listings, but another one I picked up was vintage. And the Baseball Almanac. Now, they come out with one every year, but the thing that's really helpful with these is the oddball sets. I used to spend hours when I was younger reading up on all these oddball sets. I wish I would have done what I wanted to do back in the day, which was a lot of antique shops and other places that I would visit had the photo cards and advertising cards and rare things that had Babe Ruth and other players on it that, had I at the time picked up, would probably be worth hundreds if not thousands today. So these are going to be a little bit, the font size is a little bit smaller. but this lists every single one of, Magic, Pokemon, all the different sets, because obviously, we're getting into the time frame when everything is getting reprinted. There's Final Fantasy. I have some Star Wars gaming cards, so this will have all the pricing for that. So I think on average they're about $30 per guide. The bigger almanac for baseball was $50, but 100% invaluable tools. Things that I would suggest for any collector, no matter how long you've been in the business, because there's absolutely no way, even if you've been in the business since the 80s like me, that you would remember every single card set that's out there. I mean, that's another cool thing about these. Sometimes I'll actually have the images, but baseball's become so many things in here that this is just out of control. Look, so I have a bunch of these in a box somewhere. They're 1990 Negro League stars. And I think I have some of these from the 80s as well, but looks like 86, maybe it was 80. I don't know. I remember when I had originally had the cards, the packs were like a nickel, and I was getting them at a local like Woolworths or something like that. It's kind of like those KB sets and things that were like really inexpensive. I have a bunch of these. I have the Cracker Jacks from 1982, and that was a send away set. Obviously it's not worth much. It's a $10 set, but I still think it's a cool looking set no matter what. I'm pretty sure everybody's passed away, so there's no way really to get TTMs with these, but if anybody was still alive, the amazing TTMs. All right, so that's a great tool to use for collectors. Let me know what you think about that. What do you guys use? Do you use any of the almanacs? It's obviously different. They have a year-end price guide or a yearly price guide that they come out for all sports, but these almanacs tend to have more information. Now, it used to be back in the early 80s, these things were even better, where they had a description of the cards, and it said, only available at this place, this store, or you can only send away for this item. It basically lets you know a lot of great background on the sets themselves. And to me, that was more interesting than having the cards themselves. Kind of wish they had that currently. If anybody who knows anybody who works for Beckett and would like to put a word out there for me, I think I could add to their website as well, because they do have a description section, but I would say 20% of the time it has information. And that is all something that I could update with all the old almanacs and other things. I've pretty much saved every book that I've ever had, and it's off in my storage. But I could update all that information, and a lot of information probably Beckett had back in the day, but they chose not to transfer it over to their website and servers, because it is lacking. It's lacking on images as well too. It's got incorrect images, and then when it comes to descriptions, it's really hard to tell when a card has a parallel, if that is the actual card that you have in front of you, say if it's not numbered. So they really would need to update that. I probably won't get another subscription next time around, just because I've used the service enough that I don't feel that it gives me anything more than these almanacs do. So at the cost of me buying, I think it was like 125 for all of these, I'm spending what, 300 for the digital price guide, so it's not necessarily worth it. Anyway, I've rambled on long enough. Appreciate everybody checking this out. Please like the video, subscribe if you're not already, and check out my old content. Appreciate everybody doing that. As always, take care, and we'll catch you in the next video.